All right, everybody. Welcome back. Last session, you all finished up your business in Dawn V, getting authorization crystals, learning as much as you could from the records of Dawn V, generally just getting a feel for what you could find out from there until you were ready to return to Eberron. Only a day or two having passed in the 10 days that you spent in Dawn V, your contact was waiting for you, having been driving a handcart up and down that stretch of rail, waiting for your return. After he grabbed you all, he took you back to Irontown, where you were debriefed and then sent on your way to your next location. A letter had reached you all from Laura saying that the next piece of the Convergence Manifesto had been found and was at Fort Bones, a Karnathi fortress to the south. So she was to meet you all in Vulyar, a town in central Karnath, and after you all arrived there, took care of some shopping, did some looking around, general scoping out the place, and mainly just purchasing what you could after having resupplied in Dawn V, and now here you all find yourselves rather well equipped and ready to go for the next mission, which would be an interesting one indeed. Lara had found something known as the Queen of Night, a conqueror's piece, a chess piece that had a connection to the plane of Mabar, and it was being held at a Mabar manifest zone that just happened to be at Fort Bones. Your all's new mission is to infiltrate Fort Bones in whatever way that you can and get out with the Queen of Night. So,
no problem.
Indeed, you all have some time to prepare for this. You know a little bit about the fort, as well as you also have a map of the location to help you all gain access. But yeah, that is where we left off last week. You all have been introduced to a man who had some rather specific knowledge of the fort itself. A man by the name of Vedim Irdurna, a half-elf man whose family once presided over the fort when it was known as something not quite so grim as Fort Bones. He's happy to answer any questions that you all may have. So far, you all have learned of a few different ways that you might gain access to the fort. Posing as new recruits, joining a group of envoys that were on their way to investigate, or sneaking into the sewer system.
There's a Valinor elves raid that's going to be coming, so we can just potentially
head to the front door.
Indeed, there is a raid of Valinor
I guess we
elves.
were going to try and go in under cover of the activity that's happening, so we'll try and use that as a way to draw attention away from our entrance.
Indeed.
Right?
Indeed. Okay. The raids from the Valinor elves are common at Fort Bones. They're an almost every other day, if not daily, occurrence. So you can count on there being a raid at whatever point that you all arrive there sometime in the near future.
Got it. I guess I'd understood that there was intel to indicate when one was likely to be happening.
Yes, they do happen frequently enough that once you arrive, you'll be able to pretty much feel out when the next one would likely be.
Gotcha.
Does our map show the sewer entrances and whether or not they're guarded?
The map is old, but it does show you all a few things. I will give you all a picture of it right now.
And BT Dubs, Dimitri is keen mind committing this to memory.
Got it. So
would there be any inclination that any higher priests of Blood of Vol or any sort of necromancer might be there as well?
There is, in fact, always a high-ranking necromancer at the fort. known as the Kind, this head necromancer is always present, as is the fort's commander. A very formidable adversary. Vedim and Lara would both highly encourage you from avoiding engagements with them if at all possible. Not only to avoid a potential international incident, but also because they are extraordinarily powerful.
Do we know when this envoy is set to arrive? Because I believe the envoy is also supposed to have a necromancer present. Because I would, if we're going to go and not plan to join the envoy, I would rather not be there when the envoy is there, because that just seems like we're asking for trouble.
Okay.
Do we have any idea of the sentries posted there? Are they more advanced necromancy, or are they just mercenaries? I know you said something last week, and I don't remember.
Okay.
But do we have any more specific information?
Most of the defenses are going to be undead.
Mm-hmm.
There would likely be some living mercenaries.
Like Yuji undead, or like just skeleton bones?
Skeletal
rusty
creatures.
swords undead? Okay.
They say that they
That's
leave
better.
the patrolling and defense of the interior of the fort to more dangerous undead varieties, though.
Well, it's likely that any mercenaries that are there probably don't really want to do bad. They're just there for the money. So is there an opportunity to offer them? Do we know how much they're being paid? Can we offer them more in order to have them
You want to buy them out?
Yes.
Vadim and Lara would be unsure of how much they make and of their level of loyalty.
So,
as far as
metagaming.
when that envoy is set to arrive, they do not know. It is supposed to be a surprise inspection. They're not exactly sure when it's supposed to arrive.
Trying to get my timeline right here. So, can I try a Forgotten's Memories to see if I have any recollection of Fort Bones, or is this a different iteration because it was destroyed, or how long has this one been around?
The original Fort Bones was called Fort Dawn, and let me see if I have info on when it was changed.
That name's changed ever so slightly.
A little bit.
I know last time we rolled for it, and I couldn't remember anything, but I was curious if anything might have changed between then and now. Like my dice roll.
I'm seeing if I have if there is that information here as far as when it changed. Go ahead and roll.
I think it was history, right?
Yeah.
Coming in hot. Oh yeah, baby. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, nothing comes to mind for you. And
okay.
Was some time ago, at least about, not as long ago as you've been gone, Yuji, probably only about 30-40 years max.
Okay. So then Yuji has no idea. Let's do this. It'll be fun. Or we'll all die. So what's the consensus? Do we want to go through the sewers? Do you want to sneak in with the raid?
I feel like trying to sneak in with the raid.
Okay.
I mean, we'd fit in there. I mean, we could go and just say we're mercenaries, right?
My thought is sneak in through the sewers while the raid is going on.
Right. Under the cover of the raid. We might find ourselves in a position to prevent unnecessary death.
What's
No,
What's
we will stay
everyone's
out
stealth
of that
look like?
fighting altogether.
Right, but if something presents itself, we might be able to prevent unnecessary death.
What's everyone's stealth look like? Mine's garbage.
Garbage.
If I go stealthy, I can be stealthy.
All right, so we at least have someone who can sneak around the fort without getting seen or wearing plate armor.
I can sneak a little.
And I can go invisible.
Because so my fear is, right, we sneak in under the sewers during the raid, but then we're going to have to sneak around the whole time, and we're just not a really good sneaking around kind of group. So my thought is, if we go with the group, we can ask to sign up as mercenaries there and get a little more freedom as we walk around, right?
Yeah, but then the attack happens and we're going to be expected to be fighting the Valinor.
And Yuji's okay with that. That sounds good.
No. I mean, we can be in a position where they expect us to do that and then step back, but then we'll likely be in a position where we're fighting both the Valinor and, or not fighting, but be attacked by both the Valinor and the mercenaries there.
I mean, as mercenaries usually don't have like uniforms; they're just are. That means once we're inside, as long as we're not in areas where the mercenaries wouldn't be allowed anyway, we can bluff our way as mercenaries.
Well, I don't know. Part of me thinks that, undead, they're not large.
Undead are either going to ignore or attack anybody that they don't specifically recognize.
And I would think that there would probably be something that the mercenaries are provided that would make it easy for the undead to identify them.
I would think it's more likely that they're just areas that humans aren't allowed.
Or we just knock out 4 mercenaries and check them.
Is that too?
I vote sewers.
I'll be difficult. I vote go in with a party and sign up as mercenaries.
I vote sewers. Not very good at lying to people.
I'm just not good at sneaking, so I want to go somewhere that there shouldn't be a lot of people.
Yeah, I think going into the sewers, it's going to be, we try not to make, try not to alert the whole fort, but it's not a matter of sneaky. It's a matter of,
time, right?
Quick and decisive action when necessary.
Okay.
That's my thought, at least.
I don't care about water, so I could just walk in places.
Yuji's got PTSD of walking down a cave full of water, but yeah, let's do it. Why not?
What's interesting is knock is not a spell on the artificer spell list.
We have 10.
You got a knock on my right foot.
But we do have
right down.
Don't we have a chime of opening? Do we have a chime of opening? Am I misremembering that?
I think that might be a different campaign.
Maybe a different campaign. That sounds like a different.
I was thinking,
really
do we have a
helpful,
chime of opening? There's chime of openings all over the place in all these campaigns. I don't know which ones have which.
Yeah,
I don't have a chime of opening.
It is not in the party items section.
Yeah, that's why I just went and looked at my group loot thing. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Yep, misremembering.
All right, I'll be that guy. How much is the chime of opening?
A bunch.
I'm sure it's expensive. We can check though. We have our magic item price guide
$1,500.
So
I got 500. What does everyone else got?
150.
Halfway
200?
there. So 6, 7, 850.
That's assuming there's even one available here.
We'd probably give it a 20% chance of one being in VR.
660
Dimitri?
gold left in the bank.
We don't have enough. Okay, never mind.
When it comes to locks, we have Dimitri. You have proficiency
I have
with
lockpicks. Mm-hmm.
I actually have Thieves' Tool too now that I look at it.
And
Not sure why I have that, but I have Thieves' Tools. Let's do it.
and when push comes to shove, we have UG and Tinge for opening doors.
Yeah, I just get mad at the door and hit it.
Yeah. That door said stuff about your mama.
And if there's a keyhole, we just teleport through and hope we can unlock it from the other side.
There you go.
So we're sneaking in the sewers while a
Bunch
raid
of
is going
insane
on.
elves attack. Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to camp nearby
Yeah, we'll have to scout. We'll have to stake it out, won't we?
to determine when one is happening, because they're not predictable.
Yep.
If they were predictable, they wouldn't be very effective.
Right,
It's
It
Tuesday.
works for me.
Tuesdays at 4 o'clock we'll be there.
I mean, that'd be super helpful.
Okay. So just let me know when you all are ready to set out into the desert.
Are there other questions? I will ask the most important question of Veden Irduna, and that is, or Durna. What question did we not ask that you think we should?
Well, you asked about the fort's leadership. There's the captain of bones, Alinda Dorn. She manages the martial affairs, and then there's the ranking necromancer, known only as the Kind.
And that's who carries around the Queen of Night.
The Queen of Night is likely to be in the captain of bones' hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even
Because
better.
it's breastplate, you said?
Onatar?
No.
It's a chess piece.
Have that name, Onatar?
Chess piece.
What's that?
I have the name Onatar. Is that the captain's name?
Alinda Dorn is the captain of bones.
Okay. I don't know what Onatar is.
I also don't remember where that name might have come from.
Do we know if the Emerald Claw has infiltrated Fort Bones?
It is highly suspected but unconfirmed that there's Emerald Claw agents inside Fort Bones.
And those armbands are magical that they wear?
They are bands of loyalty. Yes.
They kill you.
They will kill you.
Well, the point being is if you do your detect magic thing, you might be able to see somebody wearing a glowy thing on their arm.
And I guess they all have a similar appearance to them.
It was like a bronze band with a green gem or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, green emerald claw.
Correct.
Little Chuan brand, but fashion
I mean,
is not
Yuji
what they're
took
known
one.
for.
Not wearing it, but took one.
So, he says that he knows that Captain Dorn carries the Queen of Night for much of the day, and that her timetable is extremely rigid. He did mention this last time as well. That the timetable is extremely rigid. He's heard that she sometimes stores it in the crypts, but you'll have to find the when and where of it once you're inside.
And the crypts, I assume, are below the main level of the fort.
Indeed.
And if it's true Carnathi fashion, that's where the entire garrison is.
Or the backup garrison.
Or that.
So here's a question for the group: is it better to try to break into the crypt while the Queen of Night is stored there, and then leave out the way we came? Or would it be easier to try to catch her alone?
Yeah, but we don't want to get made. That was a specific task, right? As if we
I
want
would
to avoid the captain and the necromancer.
I would suspect that she will probably not ever be alone.
Ish.
Because I'm wondering, since Yuji's humanoid reborn, that if I could just be able to walk around some areas uninhibited, but I think I'd have to have a change of outfit.
You might, yeah. You could probably walk around and possibly even, like if guards encounter us, like after we come out of the sewers, you might be able to, kind of bluff our way through.
Hey, I'm good at that too.
I'm only willing to try that once, and if that doesn't work, I don't want to risk Yuji going off under some assertion that the being that has a soul that he is will be mistaken for one of the soulless undead that wander about there. I don't know a lot
appreciate
about undead.
appreciate the sentiment, but I've been throwing myself into the thick of problems my whole life.
Yes, and you
I think
died
if it comes
once.
to that we
And
know.
almost died
It
a
could be
second
more.
time. No, you did die a second time. You
He
died
did
twice.
die.
I've died several times. Yeah. And yet here I am, and this is why noble quests are important, and you all should have one, because they keep you going.
Yeah, I'm ready to head to Fort Bones.
Do we get a long rest? I don't remember.
Yes, you all have had a long rest since you've been here.
No long rest for you. No long rest for the wicked.
I mean, all right.
From a spell
I'm ready to go.
standpoint, adding on that level of wizard gave me just a metric boatload of cantrips and more first level spells. But not a lot of extra spell slots.
Help. So you're 6th level
Yep.
artificer, 1st level wizard. Yeah. So
Trying to think of any paladin spells that might be helpful. The only one I thought was maybe protection from good and evil.
I have that as well. Although I suspect that might be like throwing up a flare out in a big open plain.
that shouldn't. It doesn't. It's not like it. Identifies you as being anti-undead. It just protects you from them.
Maybe I'm more prone to being cautious.
So that gives undead and other stuff disadvantage, or is it a
That's
like
right.
a
Disadvantage.
In the chat for
Disadvantage.
you.
And gives you advantage on saving throws against.
Trying to charm you and frighten you. Oh, you can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by creatures that are aberrations, celestials, elementals, fey, fiend, or undead.
I'm ready to go.
Me too.
Okay.
started?
Immediately, one more level of wizard, and you'll at least have 3rd level spell slots.
Mm-hmm.
No 3rd level spells, but 3rd level spell slots.
Yep. Be able to cast that aid at 3rd level.
Oh, you have aid now.
I do.
Dope. That'll be good. Nice.
Okay, so you all set out from Vulyar and begin heading southwest towards Fort Bones. All right.
Is this a well-traveled route, or is this a...
You can find. It depends. Would you like to travel more well-traveled routes, or would you rather stay off the paths?
Off the paths.
Yeah, off the paths. If there is a well-traveled route, definitely don't want to be
Okay.
being watched.
Right. So staying off the paths, you can see that there are merchant caravans, other such things that use some of the more well-traveled routes towards Fort Bones. But if you were to stay off the paths, could somebody please roll a d20 for me?
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Yay.
Okay. So, it is desolate out here, and only grows more so the farther southwest you all go. Until you notice that eventually you're in a place where there are no more shrubs, no more small, squat trees growing out of the dirt and the sand, no more sounds of wildlife. Find a place where you begin to notice that there are no leaves on the trees, no wildflowers growing by the roadside. The grass patches are dried or even rotted, and the stench of decay is carried by the wind from every direction. As you crest the barren hillside in front of you all, Fort Bones finally comes into view.
Is this by chance an influence of the Convergence
Yes.
zone?
It would be a
Manifest
trait
zone?
of Mabar. Yep.
You all see a castle with ivory walls standing in stark contrast to the blackened mount it is built upon. As you draw nearer, the grim reality of the fort's construction becomes apparent. Each outer battlement and tower is embellished with skeletal remains, and mountains and piles of bones are stacked outside of the structure as well. This is indeed a Mabarn manifest zone. So, with the fort in view, still plenty of distance away for you all to remain undetected for as long as you need to, what do you all want to do now that you are within eyeshot of the fort?
This
What time
is
of day is it?
actually sanctioned by the country?
Super cool, right? You wish you had one in yours.
There may be one in my home at this point. I don't know. I haven't been back.
The way we're going, you may get your chance. What time of day is it?
We'll call it mid-afternoon.
Dimitri.
Mhm.
If your little flying buddy
Mhm.
got up high enough, if there was a sizable force of like elves heading this way, he might be able to spot it from quite a distance from up high.
I would imagine so. We can try, and I will pull out Drax and say, head up high, take a look, and just describe what we're looking for and tell him to check back in every hour.
And while he's up high, to get a head count of people on the walls, if they can, where they're walking in their paths. Things that we could help us present a strong opening would be helpful. Can Yuji, taking his time, kind of go around the whole fort and see what the surrounding area looks like before a raid occurs?
Sure. How far away are you staying?
Enough to see the fort, but far enough away to be very difficult to be made out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check. You can do so at
How long
advantage
are
since
you
you are
planning on
staying
being
so far
gone?
away.
Not long.
I would be happy to just go ahead and cast invisibility on you to help prevent you from being potentially seen.
If that is the case, then there will be no check necessary.
I'd say let's do it, and then I'll get a little closer and get a better view of everything.
Oh, yep. I will cast invisibility.
Also,
Don't
still being
attack
careful, but
anything.
Okay. I'll get closer, but still enough distance away to be able to conceal what I'm doing. But yeah, looking for the surroundings, easy ways to approach, easy ways to run away, locating the sewer entrance, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Okay, good stuff. And for your familiar, Dimitri, how far away from the fort are you having it scout?
It is primarily looking. I guess we're far enough away. We're in like a tree cover or something like that. So
Or rock cover, or
rock cover, whatever it is. I
Rocks.
think what we're trying to identify primarily is maybe the presence of a large force of Alinar elves.
Okay, so you're going to have him scout out a few miles around in each direction.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and get perception checks from both Yuji and your familiar. What was your familiar's name again?
Drax.
Drax. Thank you.
He's a homunculus, not a
homunculus.
familiar, right?
Yes, homunculus.
Although you could have a familiar now too if you wanted.
I could.
I could summon Nero
all the cool toys. That's a 12. He's so good.
Okay.
He's doing his best. Cut him some slack.
So
I know, he's trying.
what Drax sees is a pair of things. One, there is a black carriage racing down the main roadway, moving very quickly. They will be here within about an hour or so. That much he can see just by going up just a few hundred feet.
Oh, do.
There is a large cloud of dust that, if once reported back to you, would lead you to believe that there is, in fact, a large force riding hard towards the fort. But with a 12, unfortunately, Drax is unable to determine any details that could give a hint as to how long it'll take for them to get here.
Gotcha. Definitely tell about the black carriage, and I would suspect that that might be our envoy. That we definitely did not want to be here when it showed up.
Well, that's another distraction.
So potentially another thing that we'll have to contend with.
Hopefully it's just keeping the inhabitants of the fort occupied.
Hope.
Okay. And
do we have any idea where the entrance to the sewers is going to be?
Yes,
found?
with Yuji's 19, he's figured out a lot. First off, Yuji, you have located the sewer. It wasn't too difficult to spot once you began looking around. There's only one quote unquote waterway that leads away from the fort, and as you got close to it, it reeked quite horrendously. So, following that stream back to its source, you were able to find a grate. From your distance, it does not appear to be directly defended. It is just covered over by a set of steel bars. As you continue your circuit around the fort, Yuji, you can determine that the walls seemed at first relatively unguarded. However, with your 19, you're able to determine that a lot of the emplacements are made to look decorative, but upon closer inspection and upon just really taking the time to focus on them and analyze them, they appear to be skeletal warriors stationed at about every 50 feet. They stand dead still and dot the lines of the battlements.
The walls are alive.
Yeah, that's a problem when something's made out of undead. It's hard to tell decoration from an enemy.
When in doubt, smash it.
10-4.
Clearly, you have to tell Tinge twice.
And I'll make my way back and kind of describe to the party the exact route we should probably take to avoid detection and how the guards are placed and all that. And
Okay.
with my 19, was it clear Like, was there like an optimal time that we'd be able to time out exactly when to approach
Not that
and
you
not
saw.
be detected, or
No specific time, but what you're able to determine is that the sewer grate that you're at is at the center of 2 of the guard posts. So if you're careful, you may be able to get to it without being noticed.
dope.
Like basically the farthest point between 2 guard posts it could be.
That's helpful. They really should have thought that through, but not our problem.
Well, when you all get to it, you'll see why they don't really expect anyone to use it.
So
There's
with
poop everywhere.
Dimitri having committed the map to memory, can you make that a handout?
Yes, I can.
So this is a desert, right? What's the desert
It's
made
a high
out of?
desert, yeah, dirt. It's more like high desert, so not like sandy. It's more like dirt, scrub brush, things like that.
Okay, so
Lots of rocks.
Lots of rocks.
yes, Tinge likes the rocks. He also doesn't like his shiny armor. That I really didn't determine if it was shiny, but now it's shiny. So he's gonna get dirt and mat all his armor down.
Nice. 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 Okay. When the envoy's carriage arrives at the gates of Fort Bones, you all see from your perch the castle's ivory portcullis rises quickly to admit them. You see a woman step down the sides of her coach. She dusts off her midnight robes and meets 2 figures at the gatehouse. A tall human woman cocooned in plate armor decorated with bone, and a pallid old human man in a surgeon's coat. They greet each other with wide, deep bows, then the portcullis closes behind them.
So there's a single woman meeting a person in plate armor. I guess that's the female in plate armor. And then
the necromancer, the old
yeah.
man.
Yep.
The 2 people we were exclusively told to avoid.
Got it. Well, they're occupied. So this might be the best time to go, but if they're being investigated, and part of what the envoy is to be checking is to ensure, where is it at? To check out the practices. I don't know whether we should expect that means that the chess piece will be in use because they'll want to investigate it, or it'll be locked up because they're otherwise occupado and they're not using it to generate anything.
I don't think it affects it at all, because we were told that the envoy there was there to inspect the practices of the kind, which is the necromancer, whereas the Queen of Night is in possession of
the captain's in possession of the Queen. Yeah, right. I was just thinking practices not of the necromancer, just of like the practices in general.
With the plate armor, would we be able to determine if it was Emerald Claws, high-ranking Carnathian?
There was most certainly not any Emerald Claw insignia on that commander.
Cool. That could be a problem.
Okay, so while they're occupied, we want to try to go into the sewer now?
Or do we want to wait until the elves arrive?
I would say, was Drax picked up this caravan or the elves coming?
Drax saw this caravan, not the elves.
He
saw the elves, just not sure how far. I guess I'll send him back to see if he can get a better idea of how long it'll take.
While he's doing that, can I see how the guards react to the plate person and the necromancer, like if they move away from their position or are distracted. I doubt it because they're skeletons, but
Indeed, there has been no movement from the skeletal creatures lining the battlements. Okay.
can
Sending
I
Drax up again?
Mm-hmm.
can I cast
Get a perception
guidance on
check.
Drax, wishing him well?
Sure.
Because I have that spell now.
Yeah, I almost said that I cast it because my other character has it. But
I have it. I could have cast it too, but you know, we'll let you
Guidance.
feel important.
Go for it, Drax. Big thumbs up.
That's a 13 plus a 4.
Hey,
4,
17 is
17.
good. Okay. Okay. Drax can determine that
Look at
the...
12 or 8 or 13 and 7.
Okay.
I just mean the perception
Either way,
checks.
16 or 17 will get you there. Drax can determine that the dust cloud is indeed growing closer, and that the force of several dozen will be arriving at the fort within about an hour to an hour and a half, just before sunset.
All right. So we have about an hour. We could, I guess, maybe get into the sewer entrance and then wait till we maybe hear the sounds of battle and then...
I think if we approach the sewers, the guards haven't moved, and so we'll have to take our chance with the guards being seen, unless you have
Okay.
like a distraction in mind. I was
No,
saying
I guess
let's get in the best position, ready to go when we hear them
Right.
attack. We start working our way towards the sewer entrance.
Right, just get in the best position possible so that as soon as we hear the attack, we can take advantage of it.
how much time did we say we have?
About an hour and a
About
half.
an hour. Hour and a half.
So yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Y'all waiting, or you're heading
Yep.
towards the sewer?
gonna
A little bit of both.
rotate around so that the sewer is kind of direct. Sewer entrance is more direct of us now. If there's a stream that the sewer entrance or exit lets out into in this type of territory, that would usually mean that is a depression, at the very least a gully, if not an actual little minor ravine.
Right.
Would that provide cover from point of view sight from the guards for approaching the sewer entrance?
If you were all to move around closer to it, I would say that yes, you would be able to use the depression to get you all closer, safer.
Excellent.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So, you're not approaching the sewer pipe, just the sewer grate system just yet. First, you're going to wait for the Valinar to arrive.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you all would like to do whilst you wait?
How big is the opening? Can we observe that from where we are?
Yes. It is about 4 feet wide. It's big enough for you for any of you to fit through, but it's going to be cramped.
Can we tell, is it like locked, or is there like a
There
grate that
is
we can
a steel
open?
grate in front of it that does not appear to be latched, or there's no door visible. It's just a steel grate.
How far away from it are we?
All of you are currently probably about 100 feet away from it. We'll see you guys as close as you could without risking detection.
Okay. I have to be much closer than that to detect magic.
How are we gonna get past the steel grate? without making boom.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we'll make noise going through it. Well, at least you and Dimitri will. Um,
Yeah, you guys are on your own. We're good.
but if there's a pitched battle going on, nobody's gonna be listening to that.
That's the hope.
Prying would probably be the thing that we do versus smashing.
Yeah.
Someone brought a crowbar, right?
Yes, I have
Yeah.
a crowbar.
Okay.
Yes.
Red when we need them.
Clang, clang, clang. Yeah, I'm not sure whether lockpicks will come in handy, but I will make use of them judiciously.
Okay.
If possible.
All right, everybody. Okay. So, as you all position yourselves, a horn announces the arrival of the elves, and their thundering hooves soon follow. Across the plains, 100 or more of the Valinor have mustered, far more than originally anticipated. The polished scimitars of these elves shine in the now dusk light, in the light of the sunset, and they roar their challenge to Fort Bones. As you all watch, you can see many of the skeletons along the walls almost immediately begin to detach themselves from their current housing and move towards the side of the fort where the elves are mustering, conveniently leaving the section of gate that you're all in front of relatively undefended, at least not that anything that you can see. The elven horde, after a few moments of posturing outside the walls, the elven hordes split into groups of 5 to 10, spreading their numbers across the perimeter of the fort. Heedless to the danger of the Carnathi return fire, they race in circles around the walls, streaming their banners and testing the bone-covered walls with their spears and scimitars. You can see that a group is making their way in your general direction. What do y'all do?
We're not going to gate. We can maybe take advantage of the fact that the guards are going to be attracted to them and use this as our opportunity to get into the sewers.
I think so.
And then maybe leave the sewers open if they want to come in and try and shake up some trouble. That wouldn't be a bad thing.
I don't think we're going to have any choice but to leave the sewers open, since only... Well, actually, you have Vortex Warp, don't you?
I do.
How liberal are you willing to be with spell slots at the very beginning of this?
I don't know if we should burn all those spell slots.
I don't
It's
think
Misty
that.
Step, too.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, you have Misty Step? Well, unfortunately, Vortex Warp is only an ally, not me.
No, you can Vortex. You can Vortex Warp yourself.
It says a
You're an
creature.
ally
Well,
to
yeah, I guess it
yourself.
just says
Creature
a
you can
creature
see.
I can see. Okay, yeah.
We can all teleport through.
Yeah.
We can leave
Well,
the bars in place.
why don't we see how it's set, and then
Yes.
we may need to do that, but we may not.
Okay.
Yep. Yay, teamwork.
Okay.
By teamwork means Dimitri's spell slots.
Using one too.
Oh yeah. True.
Less smitey, more I guess. All right, let's do that.
Hopefully, smites will not be necessary. We shall see. I don't have much confidence in that, though.
With our dice rolls, hell no, we're probably getting caught.
Fine.
Okay. All right. The
We
Valinor
caught
elves
that
that were
roll
making
up
their
in
way
the sewer.
towards you rush past. From your position, they didn't seem to notice you at all. Once they rush past, you can see that there is a small contingent of skeletal guards moving along the battlements that are following this group. They move away from where you know the grate to be.
Head in.
It's go
Okay.
time.
I hate not intervening to help them. I hate it so much.
Now,
Every
let these
fiber
ones
of my
go.
being.
I don't consider myself friends with anybody involved here except for you.
Right.
They can kill each other as they want.
Okay. We're going in.
So, following this depression in the ground, moving towards the grate, you will eventually come to a trickle of water making its way out from a mess of twisted brambles. See a little basin at the bottom of a damp creek. You see a 4-foot tall tunnel plunging into the hillside with an old rusted gate protecting it.
Gonna run over to the gate and see if it's locked. See if it's possible to.
Traps, traps, traps.
Yes, and traps. I will look for traps too.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get perception and/or investigation.
Investigation. 22. Oh, I don't know why that's whispering. Oh, my new character sheet may be set up to this rolls or something.
Okay. Oh,
Or turn that off.
yeah.
Oh, here we go. Whisper. Got it.
Okay, so a 22. Fantastic. Not only is it not trapped, it's pretty freaking flimsy.
Wow.
If I take my spear and kind of wedge it in there, is it possible to bend it open?
You can break the
Using
entire
force?
grate away by doing that.
Tinge is immediately suspicious. Why is this so easy?
Go ahead and make an
Yes,
athletics
I'm-
check.
If I
Eugene?
had to suspect, that's I would guess because very few of the people here probably make use of sewage.
Yuji, you are able to break away the grate.
Yuji will point out that there's a good chance the Marbarian Manifest Zone causes things to rot away quickly.
That's a good possibility, and I imagine that skeletons and zombies don't make good maintenance personnel.
Then I combat roll into the sewer. Let's do this, boys. Super sneaky.
All right.
All right.
The mud
We'll follow.
thickens, and the stench grows even more foul as you trudge through the narrow tunnel.
I assume we're single file.
So
After maybe about 30, 40 feet of this unworked tunnel, you do find yourselves in an actual walled sewer complex. It's about 10 feet wide tunnel.
And is it still? Are we in difficult terrain potentially?
Once you move out of that narrow, muddy passage, then no.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're all kind of staying along the walls, trying to remain as hidden as possible as we keep trekking down this long corridor.
What are we using as light sources for
What-
people?
Yeah.
Indeed.
How's
I have a light spell cast on a coin, but it's in my hand, and I just like let out like a little bitty tiny beam to.
Okay.
So I have goggles. Am I the only person that can see in the dark with goggles?
I can see for 10
Probably.
feet ish.
Okay. Well,
I
I'm not
can
gonna
trust
wait.
my gut.
I'm not going to waste 3 second-level spell slots to cast darkness or dark vision. So
Yeah, no, pass.
As you
I have
all
my
move
coin.
through this sewer system, let's have 2 of you roll d20s.
I'll roll
I'll-
one.
I'll roll another one.
Double ones.
Oh my god, we're caught. 2 11s, wow.
Oh no.
That's a good sign.
And now, a d4, please.
Got
Ye-
it. Oh,
I think it's
Dimitri rolled first, but
both twos. Well,
amazing.
it is just meant to be then, isn't it? Two
It's
11s and
double
2
ones.
2s.
That adds up to 2s.
Right? As you make your way through these darkened passages,
That's how many levels we gain.
Kay's light shining out ahead of you all. Let's for no reason at all. Let's get a marching order.
Yeah, sure, I don't mind being in the front.
I
Unless
think
someone
you
else
have
wants to
the
be.
absolute best vision in the group.
Likely, yes.
Yuji will be like right behind you, ready to party if you say anything.
I say,
Like
party!
hand on the shoulder, spear over your shoulder, ready to
It-
rock and roll.
Tinge will hold up the rear.
Okay.
That leaves me in the middle behind Yuji.
Sounds good. Make a perception check, Dimitri.
Oh, good.
Can I
So
guidance him since I'm right behind him helping?
How long does guidance last?
I don't know. A second.
I think it lasts for a minute until it's
19.
used.
Okay. So you would have to be casting it basically
Yeah,
every minute.
constantly. No.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, you have to spam it.
19 is still good, though. Dimitri, as you're moving through a particularly long stretch of this tunnel system, you come to a curve up ahead of you.
I will hold up my gauntlet and the universal sign for hold up.
As you hold up at the curve, extend your senses outwards, listening as carefully as you can. You do hear a shuffling. Sounds like flowing robes being pulled across filthy floors. The gate is slow, methodical.
Does it sound like it's getting louder, like it's moving in our direction?
It does.
And or possibly skeletal in nature.
Tinge? Real quick, Tinge, I also need a perception check from you. Okay. Go ahead, Dimitri.
I was gonna send Drax ahead to see if he can see something before it sees us.
Okay. Is Drax alive?
He's a construct.
Okay.
He can only be healed by mending, not by spells. So
Fantastic.
Not by healing.
So, construct. So, Drax would go around the corner, and as he pokes his head around, 10 feet around the bend, there is a hunched figure wearing multiple layers of black robes, hunchback, shuffling forward towards your direction. It pays no notice to Drax. Pays no notice to Drax. And as Drax looks around the corner and reports that there is something moving towards you all, Tinge, you begin to hear a very similar noise coming from a side passage about 10 feet behind you all.
Didn't realize we had any side passages.
There has been many twists and turns and side passages. Any that you have explored so far would have proven to be dead ends.
Okay, he will come back. I have no idea what it is, obviously. I think we can't avoid conflict.
As I said, decisive action.
Yeah. Tinge will make his echo appear and then just turn to Kango.
Likewise. And
We have company.
And I cast Shillelagh.
Okay. You all have noticed the threat approaching from multiple locations, and as such, we will go ahead and roll initiative now, and there is certainly no surprise here.
Hold on. That is the new and improved Dimitri. So, it's not tied to a character sheet or something like that.
Got it. So, did we get rid of your old character sheet yet? No, we did not.
No.
Okay. So, I'll go ahead and archive this one.
Okay.
Pull yours down, and then we'll adjust this token here for Dimitri DeCanith. Fantastic, only one out.
Hey, look at that.
And you have dark vision. And now we do this. Okay, should be good to go.
Refreshing, because when I clicked on my character sheet, it was all blank.
Okay, I was going to say I didn't archive the wrong one, did I? Okay, looks like you're good.
Okay, there it is. Just take a second. New initiative.
Dimitri, we're going to set you back one. You were right there.
Okay. In it to win it.
All right, everybody. You can hear the shuffling of movement approaching from the north and the south. Dimitri, what do you do?
Well, I'm going to right here. What the heck do I see? What the heck is that?
You still see a hunched figure. Tall, it's about as tall as you are, but that strikes you as odd as the thing appears to be almost doubled over hunched, covered in black robes, flowing in an unseen wind. Shuffles towards.
I have no training in religion, so I don't know what it is, but it's clearly bad, so the appropriate response to something that is clearly bad is to zap it. And that's what I'm going to do with... Oh, poo, I didn't create lightning or... I think this will work in its stead. Thorn Whip, but this is actually lightning lore, so it'll be different. But it's a 20 to hit.
20 does hit.
Alright, and it will be actually the same 2d6 damage, but it'll be 2d6 plus 4. Woohoo! So 15 damage
Right.
on the first hit. And then I'll do the second one, a 22. And you know what? I will not use my sessional. So
Okay.
that's a 22.
22 does hit.
And this one is just a d6 plus 4. So that'll be 6 more.
Okay.
And then Drax will 16
16 does hit.
or 5 force damage.
Okay.
That Thorn Whip pulls him closer, right?
No, I didn't use actual Thorn Whip. That was lightning lore. I just
lightning
hadn't
lore.
built that out yet. So I just wanted to get my turn done so I can build it real quick.
Okay. Anything else?
Not lightning lore, lightning launcher. Nope, that's it.
So,
Oh, sorry.
after you've struck it, the first time it kind of slowly reacts and begins slowly lifting its head up, coming out of that deep, deep hunch it's in. And as it does, you see a mouth seemingly dislocated from its jaw, just hanging down unnaturally long. The more it stands, the more of this mouth is revealed. You see withered skin. It's almost become one with the robes that it's wearing. They're so rotted together. And it begins to let out this mournful, moaning sound, and you see its eyes are just these deep black pits set back into its head. You all see this beginning to move towards you all.
Oh no.
This feels like a reworkshop of Ghostbusters.
All right. Tinge. Which one was that? Okay, that was that one. Okay. Tinge, you are up.
I can't really see anything, and yeah, I'm not. All I know is something is behind me. I didn't really have an idea of how far away it was.
He said side passage, so I'm assuming
Right.
down here
Indeed,
somewhere.
that is the direction you're hearing that sound from.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and move up to kind of look down that side passage, but not like at the corner.
Okay. So, you see another creature, very similarly as I described. This one is still in its full hunch.
I'm gonna attack recklessly. I have to actually push buttons to talk.
21 hits.
Okay. 15 damage, slashing, magical.
Okay.
And then attack number 2.
Certainly hits.
I'm not gonna burn my Unleash. That will be my turn. Yeah.
Okay.
How high are the ceilings? You said 10 feet wide. I didn't know if you said anything about the ceiling height.
The ceilings, we'll call them about 8 feet.
How did it react after getting?
Same way that the last one did. It slowly begins to rise up to its full height. The mouth being exposed, a droning moan begins to emit from it. Go ahead, Gigi.
I'm going to move down a little bit also to try and see what's going on. I can't see anything.
Oh, maybe Kay's light doesn't get to it.
Cool. That's a pickle, isn't it? Oh boy.
It's fine, just fine.
Well, I'm trying to. My issue is if I can't see in the dark, then I probably have to burn something so I can see.
Is it? I mean, well, you were behind me. I don't know if you would have seen it get lit up with the lightning.
Does your spear glow at all?
Grimfrost, no, does not emit light. Yuji, you have the general idea that it is 10 feet ahead of you. You can attack at it, but you would have disadvantage on strikes.
Let's live the dream. All right. I don't like seeing where I'm going anyway. Let's go. Disadvantage. Let's make dreams come true. Oh.
15 hits.
It was a crit. Aw. I forgot dueling, so +2. Take off all the extra for the crit too.
Would
Okay.
it still be a crit at disadvantage?
It's not, yeah. It's just a 15. So 11 damage.
Okay.
Second attack. Oh my god.
18 hits.
This is painful.
Uh,
Uh,
just punishing you. It's just making you feel bad.
11 again, and I'll Pam him.
Okay. 17 hits.
Oh, 26
Okay.
total. 27.
Anything else?
No, I'm all right there.
Okay. That droning sound begins to reach rather unpleasant level.
He activated the alarm.
Oh no.
No, I think this is an attack.
I suspect that too.
It then Tinge, the one... Actually, we'll start here. Yuji, the one here, its head finally finishes raising to its full height, and it turns those black eyes down towards you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Cool. +3 for the aura.
Okay, you do
So
succeed,
27.
and take half of 19. So rounding down, you take 9 points of necrotic damage.
That's unpleasant.
I was hoping that was going to be psychic damage.
Let's just be happy with the necrotic. That's a pretty good choice, I think.
Tinge, the one nearest you, is also finished rising to its full height. Its black eyes lock onto you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Tinge, that is a failure. Are you going to use your sessional?
No.
Take 28 points of necrotic damage.
Woo! Yes.
That's why I asked before the damage was known. All
That's
right.
one thing I like about Pathfinder, that crit success means no damage.
Okay. That does bring us to K.
It's second.
Well, do the murders fast.
Okay,
Engage.
sorry about that. Somebody was asking me a question right as you said it was my turn.
All right.
Okay. Tinge, you're on your own for a moment. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Actually, it'd been 25 to here. 30. And I am going to Green Flame Blade with my Shillelagh on him.
Okay. 9 does not hit.
And I am going to drop my coin with light on it.
Okay.
Right there. And then bonus action, swap places with my Echo.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Jeez, roll 20 is riding the struggle bus tonight.
Yeah, I noticed my ping before seemed like the slowest, most sad little ping that ever did ping.
Okay. Dimitri,
All right, Dimitri.
can you still see it? You can.
I can see
I
everything.
need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I see nothing. Nothing
Is
at all.
he's outside of 10 too, so we don't get my +3.
Somebody left me all alone.
13.
I'm gonna use my seasonal.
Okay. You do succeed.
25.
Okay. This thing is emitting, the sound, just the pure look of this thing are driving nails into your brain, into your psyche. You are able to resist, however, and you are free to act.
All right. Well, I am going to mutter an arcane incantation and then grab onto that same little pack or same little pouch I usually use for see invisibility, and instead we'll just sprinkle a bit over me, and I will cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Okay.
And then Rax is going to come down here and is going to wow, that is the saddest little ping that ever did ping. A 14.
14 does not hit.
That is the end of what Dimitri can do, because he now has protection from good and evil on.
Okay.
Is there an icon you want me to use for that?
Just go ahead and put a blue mark on yourself. That'll let us know.
It is concentration.
Okay. Anything else, Dimitri?
That is it.
At the end of your turn, you take 5 necrotic damage from that droning moan it is emitting.
Ow. Oh, that was the wrong thing to do.
GC 23, fuck.
I took myself all the way down to near death. Whew.
Okay. Tinge. This thing's eyes are still locked onto you. As you begin your turn, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Okay. Luckily, you didn't fail by that much. You do, however, still take oof, 26 points of psychic damage, Tinge.
Oh my, psychic or necrotic?
Psychic.
Oh.
Ow!
TV rats your brains.
You've all seen this effect enough times to know that if you begin your turn and you can see this thing, that triggers this save. Go ahead, Tinge.
Alright, well, time to open up a can of whoop-ass before I die. Reckless. Attack 1.
Are you great at weapon mastering?
17 hits.
No. So 10 damage.
Okay.
Attack number 2. How does this thing look, by the way? Okay?
Yeah.
A lot. Okay. Yeah, more damage. Alright, I'm switching to Great Weapon Master.
Unfortunately, neither of those are going to hit. Unleash? Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Okay. $20 hits.
6 slashing. And then I will do action surge because
Okay.
this thing it's not dying. And I'll attack it again.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Luck is not on your side for now.
There's a reason why there's the coin tinging. Last attack.
Last attack. 25 hits.
Woohoo!
And Tinge is gonna tuck around the corner so he cannot see the blob.
Okay.
And second wind. Cause ow.
All right, Yuji. I need a Constitution saving throw. Unless, of course, you are averting your eyes for the turn.
No, I didn't know that before. I'm not
Okay.
going to cheap out on
24
3.
succeeds. Okay. Nothing on a save. Okay.
that. Well, I just walk away. That's nice. I'm opening a can of whoop ass. Here we go.
20 hits.
Second level smite.
Okay, so 24. Very good.
That mess him up. That
Oh,
ruined
yeah.
his day.
Two hits.
No smite.
11, 14. Alright, it's looking rough.
Pam him.
16 hits.
No. Oh, 16 does hit. Oh, I was like, nah, I missed. Of course.
7 more. Okay.
Is that enough, or is he still standing?
He's still standing.
God damn it. I'll move away to get out of line of sight then.
The light's gonna go out. You'll be good.
Oh, okay. I'm not stand there.
Well done, Yuji. You take 5 points of
Yes.
necrotic damage.
Cool.
It then looks down at you. And I need you
course.
to make a con save.
Yeah, cool.
UG 8 is no good.
You can have my sessional if you need it.
I'm gonna use my own sessional, I think.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you used yours
So
already.
22.
Okay. You take half of 27.
Jesus.
So you take 13 points of necrotic damage.
Googly mooglies.
Okay.
Okay, questions. Does the echo register as a living being?
The echo is an object.
Bodak walks through it. Can it contest?
It occupies space,
So it would try to. The Bodak would try to shove past it.
but it has no physical capability of. So in other words, the Bodak can't stay in the same spot as it, but it can't really stop something from
Okay.
going.
Yeah, it shoves
through.
right past and goes with the living things. And as soon as it sees you two, focuses on the more living of the two of you currently. And Kay, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Has it moved far enough that Tinge would get an opportunity attack on it?
It would have stopped and begun its attack as soon as it saw one of you. So it would have stopped right there.
I can't see the echo, so.
It's still right next to the echo.
Okay. Does it matter that I can't see it?
No, it does not. Not for this. As long as it can see
Okay.
you, that's all it needs for this ability. Okay, you do succeed. Taking half of 21, so you take 10 points of necrotic damage. And that brings us to you, Kay.
Okay. I cast light, which causes the light on the coin that I had going to go out. I can't have two lights going at the same time. I cast it on my shillelagh this time, though, so I should be able to see at this point.
Okay. So as soon as you do see it, if you are not intentionally averting your eyes, I need you to make a con save. Twelve does fail. However, it is not a catastrophic failure, which is good. You do take 16 points. I'm sorry, half of that. You do take... Oh, no, wait, 1 second. Never mind. You take no damage on a success from this ability. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. 12 did fail. You do take
Okay.
16 points of psychic damage.
Okay, which halved down to 8.
Okay.
Because I am resistant to psychic damage. Okay, at that point, I am going to action surge.
Okay.
And go blasty blasty. $19, I assume, hits.
It does.
8 force, 10 feet straight away.
Okay.
$17 hit.
That does.
11 force, 10 feet straight away.
Okay.
And my echo is going to move to here. And I'm swapping places with my echo.
Okay.
And then my echo disappears at the end of my turn.
All right. Dimitri. Oh, you end your turn within that close to one. You do take 5 necrotic damage. Okay.
Okay.
Dimitri.
I hadn't been that close to one. I wouldn't have known.
Dimitri, are you intentionally averting your eyes?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. But clearly, well, I guess I'm gonna have to look at it to attack it, unless I guess I do so with disadvantage.
Correct.
If I want to try and just sort of blindly shoot,
Correct.
I'm just gonna sort of blindly shoot. Lightning launcher at the one closest to us. Ooh,
That does
no,
miss.
that wouldn't have hit either way. And second. Oh, nope.
That is also going to miss.
Wow.
Yeah, disadvantage sucks.
And then, wow, that's my little homunculus. But a 10 is going to miss too.
That it is.
I mean, even with just normal, not disadvantage, 10, 11, not going to do
Right.
it. Wow, that sucked. That was an entirely useless turn of garbage.
And here, I thought you were going to finish it off for us all.
Me too.
Dimitri, you do still take 5 points of necrotic damage.
Excellent. That's what I was looking for. Like,
Even though he's not adjacent to it?
Yes, within 30 feet. Ending your turn within 30 feet.
excellent.
So I'd been doing the absolute right thing for the first little bit of this battle.
Right? Couldn't see it. Weren't close to it. All right. Tinge.
Tinge's eyes are closed because he doesn't really need them anyway. He's gonna send his echo right after this thing and advance forward as well.
No likey.
Tinge, moving forward, your eyes closed.
Hinge, his eyes closed.
Swings giant sword through Shadow. And probably hits nothing.
Yuji, his smite's landing.
Reckless.
Cancel out your disadvantage.
He doesn't have disadvantage because
No.
he's got blind sight, right?
Ah, 26 hits.
11 slashing, and again.
That's why he says eyes are overrated.
22 hits, another 15. It is real rough.
Unleash.
One more hit. That does hit. As your blade passes through it, it strikes. One quick burst of that howling sound emanates from it, and then it collapses. Not more, but a pile of rags on the floor.
You know, likey.
Ow. That's the end of Tinch's turn.
Okay. Yuji, are you averting your eyes?
Yes, I'd have figured that out by this point.
Okay.
I'm kind of like, looking down at its feet. And I just kind of take a nice big, broad, across the chest swipe with Grimfrost and try and finish him off.
16 hits, or 14. 14 misses.
Advantage from K.
16 hits. And you Obi-Wan him too. Down he goes, a pile of robes on the
my God.
ground. And with that, we'll drop out of initiative.
Oh,
All right, team. We need to be sneakier than that. That was less than ideal.
I don't think Sneaky would have helped on that.
Yeah.
I think that they
The 11 triggers an encounter, and both of you rolled 2s to trigger the boat axe.
Cool.
Good times.
Realizing that I can't see in the dark, I'll pull out my bullseye lantern.
Okay. Luckily, though, an 11 only triggers one encounter. So, after about an hour of trudging through the confines of this sewer, you eventually begin to see light at the end of one of the tunnels. Go ahead.
We have some severely injured people.
You've been moving for an hour, so if you want to take a short rest, you can.
Okay.
I would have to insist that if you are taking a short rest, that we have to roll another d20 though.
Well, how about
I got a potion of fear healing right now.
how about we just use a rope trick so that we can take a nice little hour nap without any problem.
I think that's lovely.
Indeed.
So I'm going to pull out from my little pack a little rope, throw it up in the air, give it a nice tug, and then climb on in and encourage everyone else to join me.
Okay. You
So
can
that
all
we
go ahead and take a short rest in there,
Okay.
Cool.
and we will not roll.
And then, man, I wish that were a ritual, but it is what it is. Then I will use my arcane inspiration to get a first level spell slot back, or arcane recovery to get a first level spell slot back.
I will, before we start that, use my channel divinity to get my spell slots back as well before the short rest.
Already at full hit points. I am not already at full hit points, trust me. It seems to think that I am full hit points, but it lies viciously. Haunting. Now I am full hit points.
right, everybody. So, after finishing your short rest, traveling for another hour,
Feeling better?
you do find yourselves peering up through a long tunnel towards light. As you all cautiously approach this light, the smells, the sounds of running water, and the idle chatter of living soldiers reveal that you are approaching the garrison's washrooms. And we're going to go ahead and take our break there, and when we come back, you can all decide how to go through there. Alright, everyone, so we are back. You have entered into Fort Bones from the sewers below, faced some of the wandering defenders therein, and have now made your way through those sewers, and find yourselves about to enter in through the washrooms, through the garrison's washrooms. You can hear some voices talking up there.
As in where people bathe, or where they wash clothes, or yes.
the ones that lead to the sewers.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good. That's it. That's it. You see the light of the washrooms ahead. The sounds and smell are enough to indicate where you are. What would you like to do?
Can y'all tell how many people are up there in that washroom? Notice I didn't say, can I tell? I asked my party members if they could tell.
Let's get a perception check from anyone that wants to make one.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast guidance on Tinge.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself and percept. So
Okay. Not many. 2.
undead, living.
They are speaking to one another,
Chiron.
complaining about the smell.
Probably not undead.
Go
It sounds like our
in
sewers were walking down there.
and use non-lethal. I mean, I don't feel like mercenaries
Okay.
and stuff deserve to
agree.
die
I was just
over
gonna
us.
say, just walk right in. God, don't go down there if you're complaining about the smell.
We got rid of the dust of sneezing and coughing, right?
Yeah, we sold it.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
We sat on that item for like 3 months. I mean, it was time. Yeah, I feel like just walking in there, pretending like I just took a big deuce somewhere. And just don't go down there, guys. Persuasion if necessary.
I will be at the very back applauding you and not saying a word. With my face mask closed because Dimitri has no poker face.
Okay, so heading up.
Yup.
Okay.
See where it is that we actually come out.
All right. So, let's take a look at your map. You do exit through the wash area.
Yep.
Oops.
You need to back up?
No, I've got it. I copied it off to another screen.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's not. Okay, there it is. Gotcha.
Right there
There's two
by
mysterious notes.
just below stores, just north of the armory.
Right next to the section 1 wall.
Indeed. Okay. So, entering through there, you see a pair of mercenaries stripping off their armor that they've obviously been wearing for entirely too long, starting to wash themselves up. They look over towards you. The hell did you guys come from?
Guardians of the Envoy.
They told us to go check it out there, down there after the raid.
Let's get deception.
Oh, sweet Jesus. I'm a paladin. This should be my thing.
Should be better
Sweet
at that.
Jesus.
They kind of look between you two. Obviously not completely convinced. We'll allow Kay to try again, since Yuji's offset it.
Oh man.
Ah,
Of course.
You're welcome.
Okay. They kind of give you a nod. Say, sure. You can tell they are unconvinced, but two unarmored guys aren't about to start a fight with you all down here. They don't say anything.
What was the name of the commander?
Dorn. Captain Dorn.
I'll kind of like hit Kay and like, remember, Dorn told us to do this and be quick about it. We need to get back over there. Trying to like play into the ruse that like Kay doesn't know at all what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We will allow one persuasion or deception from Yuji.
I'm good at either, so persuasion it is.
Okay.
Woohoo!
They kind of chuckle and exchange a couple quips about Kay to each other. Something about, I don't know. They're obviously making fun of Kay.
Fucking rookies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I blush and examine my toes and
You say, aw, shucks.
Ah, shucks.
And
Okay.
Yuji will continue to play into the ruse. Come on, let's go. All of you. We've got to get back to where we were stationed.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Dimitri is completely head down, just moving along.
All right. Exiting from the washroom. The thunder of boots and the rattle of bones echo through the darkened hallways as the Karns prepare their defenses against the Valinar. You can hear the captain barking orders to the living and both the dead. Although most of the sigils she directs are skeletal, humans and dwarves begin to gather as well. They're all rushing past you towards the central courtyard.
So we can hear the voice of the captain.
Can.
From where?
From about maybe a couple dozen feet south of you from a courtyard.
Okay, so where we are, where would the catacombs be?
I would assume past the sanctum. I'm
Yeah,
assuming that's
I
a
assume
spiral
past the
stairs
sanctum.
down.
So we have to take a left and then a right and then a left.
And that's assuming she's already put it down there. We might have to like wait there for her to bring it.
Either way,
Should
we have to
we-
get there.
Should we like poke her head out and see if she's wearing it? Right?
Mm-mm.
No.
We might get called to action.
I mean, Yuji's more or less all right with that part.
And we were said, it's not like an amulet or something she wears. We were told she
It's
just
a
like
chess
has
piece,
power.
and last
chess
you heard,
piece,
she
right.
carries it with her most of the time. You were told back then that in order to figure out when she's not having it, you would need to find out as much as you could about her schedule.
Yeah.
Which would likely be maybe in her room,
Yep.
which happens to be near the sanctum as well.
Yep.
Or the kitchen and ask when she takes her meals.
Yeah. I say we head to the sanctum and then to her office.
Cool.
Or,
I
Okay.
agree.
The halls are relatively empty as you all make your way through there.
Yeah, going to.
As soon as you all reach that intersection with the sanctum to the north, you do come across a iron door, banded and locked.
Keep an eye out. And then.
Did y'all lose Dimitri? Like go really low volume?
No. I'm here. Oh,
No, I didn't hear
Yes. He was talking and then it went like to very, very quiet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I heard him say, "Keep a lookout. I'm gonna pick the lock."
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna
I couldn't hear. I could tell he was talking, but that was it.
Keep a lookout. I'm gonna try and pick the lock.
Okay.
Give yourself some guidance when you do that.
Heyo.
27.
You are able to pick the lock.
I will act like I failed. No, I'm not gonna do that. I got it. Quick, quick, quick. And then I guess try and go inside and close the door behind me.
Okay. You will find
Reestablish the lock too.
Right. Okay. You all find yourselves in the sanctum. It is... Okay. So... let me see which route you all took here. So you all went through there, up into the sanctum. Okay. Sorry, 1 second.
The most direct route.
Right. The... Okay. Okay. The room that you're in is adorned with dark wooden paneling. There is a hearth roaring in one corner, currently warming a kettle. A porcelain tea set is presented neatly upon a low table towards the center of the room, surrounded by cushioned armchairs. Where the doors surround the communal space. To the left, a pair of doors are marked with plaques reading Captain of Bones and Collector-in-Chief. To the right, a great stone and steel door is set with a dozen skulls. There appears to be no handle on the door.
To the left, you said?
So to the left and kind of angled, almost like
Yeah.
a slight U-turn is the Captain of the Bones door.
Right.
Is there a bone into offices? I mean, a door into like offices or officers' space to the left as well?
Yes.
And then the door straight ahead of us is the one you said there's no handle or anything on, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I think the most important one... so with the fact that there's water boiling, I may be reading too much into it, but I think that would be someone coming back soon.
Possibly. Or the water was boiling and then they got called to arms, and sometimes things get left.
That's an option too. Okay. I'm going to try and check out the captain's door and check for traps first and foremost.
The captain's door is ajar.
Oh.
Can I
You
go
hear
over to
rustling
the-
inside.
Rustling? Oh god. Can I go over to the necromancer's door and see if my paladin sense...
I do hold up the international sign of shh without saying shh.
I bring out my echo.
Gesture to the captain's door.
Chinge makes his echo appear right by the wall. Oh, near the captain's door.
Yeah.
With
The
all
captain's
that-
door is flanked by echoes.
With all that shuffling, can I go over to the skull door and use my divine sense to see if I sense the necromancer inside?
You do not sense the presence of any undead within 30 feet of
Okay.
you.
Are necromancers undead?
They are. Well, no. Liches are. Necromancers are not necessarily.
But they often
I
have
will-
undead with them.
This could be an aid.
be?
As you peek into the officer's room, you see a man stacking sheets in a small, dimly lit room.
Oh, it's the officer's room or the
room?
captain's room?
The captain's room is what you were looking into, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I take that kettle and the tea set, and I'll walk into the room and ask him when he expects Dorn to be back?
He looks up towards you and says, "She's inspecting the troops for the envoy. Will likely be gone for a while. Thought you all should know that."
Then why did I have to come back here and stand here holding this kettle all goddamn day?
"I don't know. I'm just the custodian." And he goes back to folding sheets. There is a shining
kind of shrug and
ring of keys dangling from his belt.
Oh.
I'm not the one for this.
I'm not the one for this.
I'll kind of like shrug my shoulders and walk in and put the kettle on like the bedside stand and like sit down or something like that. I'll entertain him. How long have you been here?
He kind of looks over and he says, "About 6 months now. At least I got off the walls."
Well, at least you're not on tea duty. That's what I get for showing up here.
"Or sewer duty," he says as he takes in a deep breath of all of your...
You know, I have lots of recommendations on how to improve the place, and I think I'd start with the, washrooms.
He nods. He says he's heard. He's heard it's pretty gross down there and dangerous.
So I hear that the captain's got this super fancy armor, and I can't seem to get a good look at it. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, he's seen it. He never sees her without it.
How big is this room that
Small.
they're in, and how far in is he, the custodian?
We'll say the entire room is only 10 by 10, or we'll say it a little bit bigger than that. But he's about maybe 5 feet inside the room, folding.
Do I
think with my fancy new spell of Mage Hand that I might be able to get those keys off of him?
If I'm distracting him while that occurs.
You do a sleight of hand check at advantage.
Excellent. I'm going to start
Actually,
off.
Dimitri, since you're using Mage Hand, we can do it. We can have it be an Arcana check.
Excellent. Even more better. I get Artisan's Intuition on Arcana checks. So, booyah.
Nice.
That's a 22.
Okay. You get the keys off of him.
I actually made an artificer subclass called Shadow Technician that got that as one of their features.
Oh.
Nice.
I will give Yuji the thumbs up and then find somewhere for us to hide in this sanctum or officer room.
I'll continue then and be like, so how long are you hiding out in here before you gotta go back?
He says he's probably got about 15 more minutes of getting away with folding before he has to report back.
I get paid all the same. I'm dragging my feet, but I'll probably go hang out in the living or in the main quarters there waiting. I'll like slowly walk out of the room.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I'm going to mentally tell each of us that everybody except for possibly Yuji should go into the other room
so that we're not
around.
What's the other room? The officer's room?
Yeah.
Totally do that.
Well, can we confirm that there's no one in the officer's room?
Oh, well, we're going to have to go. I mean, even if there is, we're going to have to do something about it, so.
So what are y'all trying to figure out?
Is there anybody in the officer's room?
Searching the rest of the area, the custodian seems to be the only one in this section of the castle.
Yeah. So we can all go in there, and I'll keep a mental connection with Yuji, who said he was gonna wait in the sanctum. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna amend that. While I'm walking out, is there like any like bits of information or like, hey, here's my calendar that I conveniently left open on a desk or anything like that?
Well, you've already made it into the sanctum, which was the hard part. You picked the lock, which is dangerous, risky indeed, but you pulled it off. So you're in here. Now you need to find a way into the crypts.
We have keys.
Enough keys. Hopefully, keys can get us into the crypts.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You want to see her schedule. Yep. That totally tracks. And the captain's schedule. Yuji, while you were in the room, go ahead and make a perception check for while you were in the room. Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Was anyone else in there with him?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
Yep. Officers' quarters. Some of you said you checked that area out. Whoever checked the officers' quarters, go ahead and make a perception check.
Investigation.
That works.
Excellent.
Okay, there you go, Dimitri.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Like, come on, someone's gotta help us out here.
Gotta figure it out somehow.
Okay. So, you do find her itinerary. It is actually posted in several places around the officers' mess so that they can make their own schedules around their captains. She prays in the crypts often. Although
What's the last time that
she
it says
goes
prays
to
in
the
crypts?
prayer, she goes to the crypts to pray. Looks like every 5 or 6 hours. Although, let's see. It shows that the next time she's likely to head down to the crypts is several hours from now. But yeah, you all came straight back here, so you haven't really gotten a chance to learn anything about her habits or what she might do with the piece.
I mean, I'm making some assumptions, but they could very well be wrong.
Can I, as I'm waiting out in the sanctum, walk back in there and grab the kettle and try again and be like, I forgot the stupid kettle. I need to warm this back up.
Oh.
Give it another go.
Do we notice a chess set?
Right.
missing a
It's just in the room. Yuji, you said you're heading back out into the sanctum?
Yeah, so I left to go into the sanctum, and then I'm gonna try and walk back in, saying I forgot the kettle as a ruse to look again, see if I can find anything specific.
Okay.
Guidance myself this time, if you're good with that. Yes, no.
Yeah, go ahead. Ooh. Okay.
24.
Okay. So Yuji, nothing stands out, although, as you're kind of looking around, checking out the rest of the sanctum, you do hear 2 people arguing. Sounds like they're a bit of the ways off, but you hear it. They're making a poor attempt at keeping quiet, but they are definitely nearby, close enough for you to hear if you went to the sanctum door. You hear a woman yell, "You forget yourself, civilian." Contempt in her voice. Straining. She says, "Remember who holds command here." A calm, almost sweet voice replies, doctorly, if you will. Someone who's practiced their bedside manner a little too meticulously. This is all I'm saying is you need to allow me more time with the Queen. Its power is vast, yes, but carrying it so much will kill you. The boisterous woman laughs. She says that there are worse fates, as you will know. Isn't that why they call you kind? The man replies, perhaps. We both know the importance of my rights. He says, "Share the Queen's power, else this fort is doomed again." "My plans remain unchanged," she replies. Her voice dwindles as the pair move off down the corridor. Yuji, a 24. You hear as they are walking away, "It'll be in the crypts after my prayers as usual."
Gulp.
Judging by what you've all seen, she just recently completed her round of prayers about an hour before you all arrived.
I will mentally scream at Kay, notifying him that same information. And then continuing to pay the ruse, I'll like grab the kettle and be like, I hope I don't have to do this job long as I walk back out.
So, a 24, that's real good. In addition to that, there's something else. Okay. So, the door. The massive steel and stone door with a dozen skulls embedded into it, but no apparent handle. As you are looking through the room, you do discover that there is a space for a 13th skull in that door.
In
We
the
see-
sanctum, was there like a skull lying around somewhere? Or?
You did not see one.
Did we happen to see a skull on the armor that she wears?
Her
So-
armor is festooned with various types of bones.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have the entrance to the crypts.
Mm-hmm.
One person wouldn't hold the only way to open that door.
Can I go by the... Because the big door with the skulls is the one into the crypt, right?
Correct.
And everyone else is in the officer's room, and the only other room is the...
Until the
Commander's
guy
room.
leaves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping he's gonna leave soon. I assume there's no extraneous skull here in the officer's room.
There is not. So this map is a little misleading. There are several other rooms that lead off from the sanctum, including, you remember the signs. There's the Kynes room, the officer's quarters, the captain's quarters, and the dorms.
Oh, I think the dorms were off the hall, who were by the hall, but in the armory.
Yeah, the map is a little misleading. The information on the map and the information in the module doesn't exactly match up.
That's
Oh, I
fine.
figured out what I was typing there. Apparently, I misspelled completely assigned tour by writing Onatar. I guess that's the river.
Oh, okay.
Can I go up to the other door then and knock on it to see if anyone's in there?
There's no response.
I like slowly kick the door open and be like,
Slowly kick the door open. All right,
you know,
I get
like nudge it with your foot because my hands are full.
Okay.
Anyone in there?
Looking in the room. This is the Kynes room.
Which room are you checking?
Kynes room. The necromancer.
Yeah,
No, I don't see it on.
it's not
not
on
on
the
It's
map.
not on the map.
Okay.
Yuji, you do see
in
a
there
writing
and,
desk in that room that has several skulls set upon it, each appearing to belong to a different race. A human, a halfling, an orc, and a dwarf skull.
And my inclination based on the skulls on the door, is there any sort of pattern that would lead me to a particular skull?
What's your passive perception?
12.
Hey, perfect.
I'm
There
super
is
sharp.
an inscription over the door. It reads, "Hollow eyes await, a vessel of life and death. They seek the darkness."
Hollow eyes awake, a vessel of death, they seek the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I will transmit that information to Kay and the rest of the party through Kay. And,
Yeah.
You
Thoughts?
can make an Arcana check. Anyone that would
Or
like to.
Alright.
see in the dark.
I will assist Dimitri in making a Arcana check.
And I'm going to remember the fact. Oh, it didn't check. That I get my racial D4 on Arcana checks that apparently I can't remember to check the right box for. Oh, that's
Dimitri,
25.
you can determine that. You can determine that the darkness in these contexts often refers to necromancy. With your very good roll, you can determine that any skull will do as long as there is some necromantic energy imbued within it.
Hey, I've got this. Divine Sense. Which one smells like a necromancer?
Each of the 4 skulls on the table has a faint aura of necromancy about it.
Based on the skulls, is there one that would be particularly missed, or which one would be the most, abandoned? That I don't want to take one that he holds on to regularly.
This is Whoopi. Anyone look like it's been more
make an
used?
insight check. Cannot tell.
I will point out that my first one was an 18. That matters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I pulled the trigger too many times.
Alright, for sure. Yes, you can tell that the human skull seems to be picked up quite often, looked at, held, not as much dust, if any, beneath it, a few drag marks away.
I'll grab the one that is least utilized, and then, on his desk, try and shuffle something there to make it appear as though it wasn't there.
Okay.
And then walk back out with my tea set, because that's getting me far in this place.
Have we spent enough time that the custodian has left?
He has left.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Totally want to ransack. Investigate the captain's quarters.
How far away from the necromancer's desk is the door to the crypt?
Say about maybe 20, 30 feet.
Dimitri, can you tell if there's any wards upon this door that would block teleportation?
I will use a spell slot and cast Detect Magic.
There are several wards upon this door. Until deactivated, the arcane wards, arcane lock among them, would not allow any passage through it.
If Yuji walked up there while he's doing that and put the skull nearby, would any of the wards fall off?
Nearby?
Yeah, if I walked up to the big door and put the skull in the hole it needs to be placed in,
Do
do
you
any
do
of
that?
the wards fall off? I mean, I have a lot of regrets, but yeah, why not?
Okay. As the skull is slotted into place, the door slides inwards, revealing a spiral staircase down into the depths beneath Fort Bones.
How long does it take to open?
Not long, just a few seconds.
Do we want to just hide out in the
I hate to
crypts
say
and
this,
wait
but
for
I
the
kind of need
exchange?
you to be exact.
We'll call it the entirety of the door from the moment the skull is entered in until it is all the way open. We will call it 8 seconds.
Perfect. Okay, guys.
Do we just hide out in the crypts?
Yeah, except that I have a feeling that that door stays open as long as the skull is in there.
Mage hand?
Is there a similar stack on the inside that we haven't looked at yet to open it from the inside?
Well, somebody's going to come down here eventually. But
Yeah,
here's
but we're
what I'm
trying not to
thinking.
jump them. We're just trying to take the chest piece. Well, I want to jump
Thing
them.
is, but what I'm saying is somebody's going to know. They're going to know somebody's down there because the door is
Right.
open.
That's why I was wondering if we don't even go down there yet. We take the skull back out. The door locks. Now we know how to get in there. But then I was wondering if we hide in the crypts, but that might be bad too. Because
But we
can't
can't hide in the
open it
crypts. We
behind.
have to open the door to hide in the crypts. We can hide in the crypts if
Yeah.
we want. So here's how we can do that, where they don't know we're down there. Is we open the door as it is now. Everybody, including my echo, goes inside. I grab the skull, and put it back on the desk, which will take less than 1 round, and bonus action swap places with my echo, and be in the crypts with y'all, and the door closes.
With the idea that we sneak past whoever comes down here eventually and leave.
Or go hide down in the crypts, and then once they leave the breastplate, we grab it and sneak out.
Or we just knock them unconscious and take the thing and leave. The other option I've come up with is there's a couple of places on our map marked as storage. Now that we know how to get in here, we take this little halfling skull that you've confiscated, and we go hide in one of those storage rooms until enough time has passed that the captain will have completed her prayers, and then we, in the absolute dead of night, sneak out of said storage room and go sneaking down into the crypt and get the Queen of Night.
Yeah.
The only fear about having to sneak past them is we'll have to get through the big door again. And possibly anyone hanging out in the common area of the sanctum.
We have the keys now.
But still, how do we get past it if someone's in the sanctum? Like the
Dead
kind
of
or the
night.
captain.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Necromancer. Like, man doesn't sleep, I know.
He's gonna sleep. No, he's not necessarily undead. He's a necromancer. He makes and controls undead.
I'm open to either. I recommend we hide in the crypts, but whatever. What does everyone else
Yeah.
want to do?
So we're saying potentially that we hide elsewhere, give her a chance to go do her prayers, leave it there, and then go down hopefully before the necromancer and then retrieve it. If we wait down there, then we'll be able to potentially retrieve it immediately upon her departure.
Or directly from her.
That would be a conflict that I think we're not supposed to undertake. But I'm not opposed to giving her an opportunity to redeem herself, and failing that,
God damn it.
we don't know what influence this piece has had on her. I mean, it's a distinct possibility that it corrupted her.
Yeah, what does this
She's
thing do
uncorrupted.
per se? We don't know, right?
All
Just
you
know
know
that
is
it's
that it
gonna kill her.
is harmful to hold on to for too long.
And
Yeah,
it can raise undead.
think a chunk of plutonium.
Unfortunately, I suspect that under her armor, she may look
More
more like.
Eugene than you.
I didn't want to say that, but yes.
Yuji will slick back his hair. It's alright, guys. Jealousy's okay. You too can be like me.
No, not.
All right, so what's the
Here,
plan?
my soul is
Hiding in the
spoken.
crypts or hiding in the stores? I vote crypts.
I vote crypts.
I vote Crips too.
Yeah, I guess so.
So do we just go down and see if the door closes behind us, or do we try to do what I said and try to put the skull back and me teleport in?
I think we
Good
can
that plan.
try that.
Let's. I mean, we could just see if it closes, but it doesn't make sense that it would close. So, if we leave the door open, people are gonna. They're going to know that someone's down there that shouldn't be.
So actually, maybe a better thing is I grab the skull and teleport immediately into with y'all, like right then. Don't try to put the skull back, because
Well, I mean, I'll walk in, look behind it. Is there like a way to open the door from the inside?
There is not.
Okay.
yeah.
Teleport with the. So if we have a skull though, like how do they open it up, or is it just stays open, or is it internally locked?
It hasn't closed yet.
I grab the skull and pull it out.
While
The door
I'm on the
begins
other
to
side.
close.
What is below the door? Meaning, like, is it stone?
It is. Door has begun to close.
Okay.
Put the skull back. I assume it opens up.
It does.
Let's just say, as the door closed while Yuji's on the other side, is there any like clear mechanism or way for me to open the door?
There is not.
Nope.
So Tinge is gonna take out. Okay. Plan. Take Hammer and Pitten out and chisel a small groove that we can see through below the door, and then teleport. Cause Echo Knight bullshit.
think
But also hammering, so loud noises.
Yeah.
they might notice that.
How high is the ceiling of this room?
We will call this ceiling an average of about 12 feet, vaulted upward. Highest point to hit the center, we'll call that 20 feet.
Is there any structure that would allow a small homunculus to hide on the ceiling?
I would say so, yeah.
Cool.
Give him the skull. too.
Here's my new idea. We go in, and a Drax, I think his name is. Yes.
It is.
Drax takes the skull out and hides.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will. Can you communicate telepathically with him?
I cannot.
Okay, but you can give him orders to,
Correct.
in 8 hours, open the door. Assuming we haven't come out already for some reason.
Yes.
That would be like, somewhere around like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning at this point. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And we don't have to worry about any weird shenanigans.
No weird
Since
shenanigans.
Dimitri's keen mind will have a pretty good eye on the clock too.
Yep.
I know exactly when it is.
Okay, that's the plan.
That way's
That's
north.
Plan.
Let's go.
We head north
Go
into the
lay
crypt.
down in the crypts.
As quietly as two people in full plate can.
Alright. So, Drax removes the skull, flies
Yep,
up
and
into
then
the rafters and
hides.
hides.
Yep.
Alright. Door shuts behind you all. You can feel the air kind of rush through. Stagnant stench of undeath permeates this place more than the other. The walls are cold stone, and the torches burn with a dim blue hue.
Oh, good. There's torches.
There is. Are you heading down the stairs? Spiral staircase?
Before,
I want to
before
check for traps.
Make a
And
perception
while
check.
he's doing that, I'm checking to see if there's any way to open this door from this side. Some
Investigation?
little trigger latch or whatever.
19 for me.
Yuji, could you give me a little boost here?
Yeah, I'll eat K wherever he needs to go. I'll even guidance him while he does it.
Yeah, that was what I was
So,
asking for.
Go ahead and roll your d4.
Shit, wrong thing.
Oh,
14. There does
Yeah.
not appear to be any mechanism, any triggers. The door appears to be purely magical in nature as far as its opening and closing mechanisms.
that's what I figured, but it was worth a shot.
Where's a druid with stone shape when you need him?
Right. Man, if only this party had like a spellcaster or something. I don't know.
I know.
We have spellcasters. We just have low-level spellcasters. Because Dimitri's a half-caster, and I'm effectively a half-caster.
All right, no traps though, so we can start marching downstairs.
Yep.
No traps that you're aware of, yeah.
Cool. Make the barbarian go
We're
first.
gonna-
Obtain your sentence.
Yeah, that's a great
Yep.
idea.
Yeah. Well, it's either me or Dimitri, so we can.
Yep.
Well, no, we can see because torches.
I can see. Gonna change then Dimitri.
I'll pull up the rear.
The rear with the beer.
You all make it down the bottom to the bottom of this spiral staircase. At the bottom of the stairs, the space opens up into a vast crypt. Very large area. Walls are decorated with bones of all shapes and sizes, and countless side rooms are stacked with bodies of foreign and Carnathi soldiers in various states of decay. You see that the floor ahead of you has a distinctive checkerboard or conqueror's board pattern to it.
Stop. Don't walk
Somebody
on
is
that.
a little obsessed.
What am I missing here? He likes to play chess.
I like to play chess. I mean, you are there actually pieces on the board, or is it just checkerboard?
The tiles that the floor is made of are patterned in a very similar way to a chessboard.
Okay. So
How
There's
far?
a possibility of a trap
Assuming-
then.
I'm assuming
What are you assuming?
You're breaking up.
I think you're breaking up.
do you agree, disagree?
You
We
broke up.
didn't hear you. You were breaking up.
I'm assuming the checkerboard is trapped.
Yes, I agree.
And I'm assuming it's greater than 60 feet.
From the bottom of the spiral staircase to the vast chamber at the other end of this checkered hallway is a distance of 65 feet. It's fucking rude.
So we have to clear. Yeah.
But there are pieces of chess on there, or is it just a checkerboard?
It is relatively lit in here, so make a perception check to see if you can see to the other end of this large chamber.
I sure can, but does someone with like, dark vision want to do that perception?
Yeah, that would be me.
Dimitri.
There is
I'm so good.
some lighting in here. It's not completely dark.
9.
Yeah. There's something.
And with
There's something on a dais at the end of this hall, at the end of this chamber. You see the chamber stretches out ahead of you. The hallway that you're standing in, that is lined with crypts, is about 25 feet wide, and the hallway itself is 65 feet long. At the end of this hallway with the checkerboard tile flooring, you see a large open chamber at the end of it. There is something on a dais at the end of that chamber, but you cannot quite make out what it is.
What's the distance to that dais?
65 feet.
That's the end. That's from the bottom of the stairs to the end of the hallway. The dais
Okay.
is 115 feet away. There is one detail I did forget to mention. There are walkways on either side of the hallway, slightly elevated about 5 feet off the center. There's not checkerboard patterns on those walkways, but they don't start until about 30 feet into the room.
Well, it sounds like some.
Before or after the checkerboard
You know what?
starts?
Why don't I go ahead and just do this?
Drop us on the map.
I'm going to put you on the map. We're going to say that you're all stacked on the staircase behind you still, looking in at this chamber. But I'm just going to put you all here so you can get a visual.
Yeah, because we're afraid to step on the floor.
Yeah.
The floor is lava.
The floor is lava. Okay. So we got K.
I ain't
and
scared.
I'll go right ahead, Dimitri.
Oh no! I'm not stepping on it.
This entire area is dimly lit with blue torchlight. Oh my god!
It's
Roll20
about to
is
be
riding the struggle bus.
It's
know.
about to be brightly lit because dimly lit gives us disadvantage on perception and investigation checks.
Can I get some light? That would be helpful.
This may be I'm poking at all the obvious questions. Is there a wear pattern anywhere? Since someone with plate mail seems to walk through here a lot.
Make a perception check.
I cast light spell to give him plenty. I cast it on my stick I use for my little wooden rapier and hold it up.
With a 17, the path directly down the center appears to be well traveled compared to the rest.
That's an excellent map.
Yuji will offer to tie a rope around Tinge and walk behind him if that's the best choice.
That is
both
a
fall to our
choice.
death together.
Well,
How high is the ceiling?
Ceilings in here are, we will say, 15 feet up.
Okay.
But
I am casting Spider Climb.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk up the wall and onto the ceiling.
Okay.
And I'm gonna summon my Echo on the stairs. And I'm gonna start walking down the center of the ceiling.
Okay.
I'm moving slowly because you may decide to tell me something.
Okay, in the way that you are moving, you can make it all the way to here where the checkerboard pattern stops.
While Kay's doing that, can
No,
I...
as I got to here, I would have moved my Echo. Because my Echo doesn't trigger traps and stuff, so I don't mind having it out doing stuff. I would have moved my Echo, and I would drop my Echo here. That's my anchor point of where to teleport if I need to.
While Kay's doing that, can I move up to this corner and see if there's anything of value in either of the side rooms? With my bullseye lantern and everything.
Yeah. Do you enter into the chamber, or are you just kind of looking from out there?
Just looking both ends, seeing if anything stands out. It looks like a nice skull emblems.
Okay.
So
This is a really good map.
from here, can I see what's on that dais?
Yeah. Yuji? You do not see anything.
Yep. Cool.
More crypts. Okay, in the middle of the chamber, you see on that central plinth, resting in a place of
like right there?
pride, is a checkered conqueror's board with pieces set ready for a new game. Towering above the pieces and draped in shadow, Queen of Night sits central on the black side of the board.
Holy fuck. It's already here.
Oh, because she already did her prayers, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Go get it. We'll
Go
wait
get
here.
it.
Well, those are traps. No, watch out for traps.
Yeah, I'm on the ceiling.
I do want to see if I can detect any traps, like any trapped tiles or anything like that I might be able to disable from where I'm at.
I am being very careful. I'm looking for like whether or not I'm like gonna trigger something, or if there's any creatures off to the side that are all of a sudden gonna like freak out that I'm here.
Okay. Room appears empty.
Well, poo. Guess it's a good time for me to go ahead and pull out that silver, rub it around my eyes, and give myself see invisibility for the next hour.
Okay.
Is my echo current roughly where, like beside where the Queen of Night is?
It is.
Does my danger sense pick up, or divine sense pick up anything that would be, troublesome for us while we're down here?
The chamber is awash with necromantic energies of various types. You do not sense the direct presence of any active undead or fiends. Within 30, 60 feet of you, either one.
60 feet.
Okay. While I'm up
I don't see
here,
any invisible.
I will spend an action to activate my Rod of the Pack Keeper and get a spell slot back.
Okay.
And I am now going to cast Borrowed Knowledge and give myself proficiency in sleight of hand.
Okay.
I'm then going to swap places with my Echo.
Okay. As you approach the Queen of Night, you hear movement from the chamber behind where those stairs are leading up.
Yep.
Strange. Swear you hear hooves. Rustling
I'm
attack.
sure.
In a brief moment after you hear that, light, like firelight, begins to show from behind the plinth there.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
That's nightmarish.
Do I see a way? Is there like anything? The Queen of Night's just hovering, or is it touching something?
It's on there.
It's just sitting on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Quick estimation: how much does it weigh?
Less than 2 pounds.
In coins.
A handful of coins, max.
Yep.
You hear what sounds like
I
a horse
take
shaking
a stack
its tack.
take a stack of silver coins and I do the Indiana Jones swap.
The Queen of Night is not there. Your hands close around nothing,
Oh yeah, that's.
and
what I
you
was
hear
thinking.
a chuckle from behind the wall as an armored figure riding a great skeletal steed steps out from around the corner there and out into view.
No.
Is
No,
it
wait, no.
Dimiteris Bloodlight?
And I swap places with my Echo.
You see
Or
this
is it-
armored knight whose skull seems to sprout a dozen horns, much like that of a deer. Steps out. And he holds up the Queen of Night before chuckling to himself and says, "She said you'd be coming for this." And we'll pick up here next week.
God damn it. Ah.